Yo, welcome back to another episode of Action Figure Junkie. This is Mr. Superhero Swag, and today we are going to cover the Captain Americas in my collection, starting with my newest Captain America, Sam Wilson, Falcon, Target exclusive, basically a re-release because this figure was released in a 3-pack with the new Vision and Kate Bishop. That new Vision is ugly as I hate that design. And that Kate Bishop figure is outdated, so I'm quite sure they will drop new ones. But right now, this boy is pretty fly. Like I said, he was released before, but he didn't have the wings. They did not give us the wings for whatever reason. Excuse me. And this time they gave us the wings. The wings are pretty articulated. He can almost do that thing that Sam did in Falcon and Winter Soldier. That would have been dope if they had, made this part right here able to articulate further in, but I'm pretty happy with the articulation scheme because I didn't get a chance to get this figure before. He's got the enlarged shield with his personal star, and of course the shield is that snap-on mechanism that everybody hates, that snap-on clip that breaks after you've had him put his shield on a couple times. Now this guy is pretty dope as far as the paint apps. What I received is not all that bad at all. There's a small little boop right at the top of his forehead, but I'm not really tripping on that. That's minor. Everything else is pretty comic accurate. If you go and check this guy out, I actually should have brought the comic that I had. I had a comic. I do have a comic here in the house with this guy, and comic accurate for sure. If I did comic accurate test, this would be another guy that would pass with flying colors. Even the wings are pretty comic accurate. And he's got upper bicep cut. He's an older mold, so he does have the ab crunch. He can crunch forward pretty much like that, crunch back like so, and when he crunches back like that, guess what? Flight pose. Now I was gonna save this remark, but I'm so passionate about this particular figure that it just could not wait. This part right here is called the ab crunch, and for everyone in the community, we already know this. And this, being able to do this for people with ACBA, articulated comic book art, you take your pictures, you want to see this guy in a flight pose, you want to get all of those sweet aerial positions that he has in the book. Unfortunately, being that this is an old mold, the new mold that they're starting to work with for some characters, the Rogue that I've been looking for a couple years, and they gave it a rocker instead of an ab crunch because they didn't want to break up the aesthetic, completely ruined the figure for me after waiting for it for years, that version of Rogue. But this video is about the Captain Americas, so we're not going to go there. We're going to wait until another video, and I will rant more on that video. But yeah, dude can get into all the good poses. You can get him into all the good poses. The backpack actually is ported into his back, and so if you want to have your Captain America running around just with his shield, clip, and just doing his thing, you can do that. They give you that option. You can do that. Now, as I said, pretty comic accurate. He's got another set of hands. So he's got like this gesturing hand, which, you know, when I go over the other caps, you'll see that that gesturing hand is pretty much the same gesturing hand with Steve. And this is the figure that started my entire show, Action Figure Junkie. This is that 20th anniversary Captain America, and look at that, bro. Look at that. That's all sculpt. This figure to this day is still one of the top tier figures in my collection. Like, seriously. And it came with, you know, its own effects for the shield, but I just wanted to show you that hand. That hand is pretty much the same hand that they gave Steve. Okay, so now I've got Sam, and he's got upper thigh cut. He's pretty well articulated. He's got the double jointed knee, and he's got an older scheme. He's got the front face pin for rocker on the foot, and he's got the boot cut. Yeah, he's pretty decent. Actually, he's pretty decent. And like I said, true to the source material for sure. True to the source material. And you already know that's what this whole show is about. We're definitely about comic book accuracy here, because I do comic book accuracy tests. So, Sam Wilson. Now, of course, the man that started it all, Steve Rogers. And going into another part, this is what we're talking about. See that shield? See that line right there? That means I've got maybe 2 more times, at best, to put this shield on his wrist before it snaps, and it just has to sit on his back. And this is what we're talking about that peg. That system, that's just not working, bro. That's just not working. They got to figure out something else. Got to figure out something else. So then you got Steve. They did the same thing with the stripes, and I thought that was awesome. Waist swivel, upper ab crunch, gives him the best mobility. You know what I mean? Best mobility. Of course, he had a couple sets of hands, effects for the shield. He's got the straps so that when you put the shield on, it looks like, you know, the shield is actually strapped to his back with the hole in the back to pour it in. He can only look up so far, but like I said, with this ab crunch mechanism here, and you know, when you tool that into the design, it gives him a lot more mobility to look up and to crouch down. So this figure has been with me for 2+ years, and the only thing I did really messed up with it is there's a little ding on his nose. I can't even really get it on camera. That's not bad then. If I can't even really get it on camera, it's not that big of a problem. Now, another version of Cap is your boy John Walker, the U.S. agent. So he's got his own shield, and it's a smaller shield. If you go to Sam's shield or Cap's shield, it's a much bigger shield. The smaller shield is the shield that they used for U.S. Agent, and the next Cap that I will bring out, and that is Captain Rogers. This is when he was one of the leaders of S.H.I.E.L.D. I can't wait until I get my S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack. I just got the email that is about to leave the building. It's about to get ready to ship. And this is when he had a And I have never liked this idea in comics or on cartoon. You might have seen it at Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where he's got the shield that he can hit a button on his wrist and the shield just pops up. I've never liked that idea, but I've always loved this suit. This suit is like toned down on the red, white, and blue, but still there. You still get the stripes, you still get the patriotic feel, and then it's just Steve bareface, ball face and all. Yeah. And I mean, it's a dope little design though. You know, you remember Captain America Winter Soldier in the beginning, he had this outfit on, but it was the MCU version. So what I really wish is they would have gave him a helmet, gave him the helmeted head, even though I don't believe he actually appeared like that in the comics at any point. It just would have been dope. It would have been dope. I would have loved it. And they would have gave him the shield. That shield? What was it? The powder blue and navy blue? It's just blue and blue. No red in it because it's supposed to be a stealth shield. Dope. Only thing that makes me want to get an MCU cap is the shield and the helmet for that outfit. But this is an upgrade, just like this is an upgrade, because I've got the older versions of these figures, and they are, of course, because patriotic theme, they are versions of the Project Patriot team that I showed you on a couple of episodes. So it's completely different figures, and they've both been upgraded. That's why it's unfortunate that Sam just got a re-release and didn't get upgraded. You know, they just, well, I guess he did get upgraded because of the wings, and the wings are articulated. But if that's all you really gave us was the wings, not even an extra head sculpt with a screaming face so that he looks like more you know, then what's the point? So then you give us Ultimate Cap, and the design is definitely one that I like. They kept the chainmail. They did a little something that they did with the 80th anniversary cap. But this cap is the cap from the Ultimate Avengers. And the design is more tactical, more military. And it kind of mirrors, the boots kind of mirror, and the gloves definitely mirror. The gloves are definitely very, very close, but not the exact same gloves. Very close, but not the exact same gloves. But it's a very military feel. You see he's got the water bottle on the back. All types of pouches. And lo and behold, which is why I didn't put it on his wrist. Do you see a pattern forming here, people? Do we see a pattern forming? The clip on, does the C-clip, that's what we call it. That's right. Now, brain fart over. The C-clip is not working, Hasbro. We need to reinforce the C-clip because it is a good idea, but it ends up breaking on us. And we have alternate shields, so we can replace it if you know how to take it apart and replace it. But we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that, right? So the articulation scheme on this one is pretty much the same as the 80th anniversary, because he does have the waist swivel, but it's just, he does have the waist cut, but it's just hidden under the big belt, so it hides it from you. But I've seen people do mods because this is unsatisfactory when it comes to forward ab crunch. This is pathetic. Pathetic. And you want to know why it's pathetic? Because they didn't give him the same cut that they gave Sam. Sam has a better cut. This right here, and they kept the stripe going. That cut right there, even though it doesn't give him much, gives him a lot more than this. And I shouldn't have to take my figure apart and Dremel the inside with a whatever that thing is I've seen on YouTube when I've seen people doing their upgrades and mods, and it's like I shouldn't have to do that. If I pay $24.99, $27.99, 30 whatever bucks for this figure, y'all should already have that together for me. Seriously. This is how the C-clip and some of the ab crunches on some of the figures make me feel. All right, now another cap that we have is the legendary, because of the the body mold for the figures back in the day. And I also have another version of this guy who is my main character in my Project Patriot. That's Glory, and he just has a smaller original Bucky cap body with basically this exact same outfit except for the head, and I changed the boots. But the Bucky cap figure, man, I did not like the whole Bucky cap era in comics, but this figure is fire. This figure is on point. Look at the glossy, the shiny blue. And look at that. Look at that. Is that an ab crunch that actually works and gives him some articulation to where he can crouch and look like he's about to do something? Is that something that you want to see? I kind of think it is. I would think so. I would think that you would want him to crouch forward so he can get in poses like that. So he can look like he's really about to get down, get down. Poses like that cannot be done if you do not give them the proper ab crunch. Without the proper ab crunch, these things cannot happen. So this Bucky has the ab crunch and the waist swivel. Bro, like, come on. They killing it. They killing it, bro. It does interrupt because he's got a lot of stuff. It does interrupt the stuff that he's got going on. Let me be careful taking that off. That one's still good because I just got him a few weeks ago. That's why. But yep, finger on the trigger and everything, because Bucky was one of the, he didn't play. Cap was more, not really as a gun person, but Bucky wasn't playing that. Bucky was like, look here. Bucky was like, look here. So yeah, this has been another episode of Action Figure Junkie. I just wanted to go over the Captain Americas with you and give you a little comparisons to a couple things like the wings. Lastly, taking him off a flight stand. These were the original wings for Sam, and they poured it into his arm for the Falcon when he was just the Falcon. And then these wings are the same red wings, but they just went off of the source material, how they looked in the book, and they were more fleshed out like this for the artist that drew it. So what I'll do, port that back into the back of the figure and see if he'll stand up for me on the way out. Probably not. He like, nope. All right, there he is. He's standing up for me. Cool. Dig it. All right. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Action Figure Junkie, dealing with Captain America, the man, the Spangled Banner. What is it? The Spangled Man, the Star-Spangled Man with the plan. That's it. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.